Ford announcing today it's going to return to Le Mans, one of the most prestigious automobile races in the world, with its new Ford GT race car. It's based on the all-new supercar that goes on sale next year. Matt Miller, our resident car expert, is standing by with Ford chairman Bill Ford.
Thanks very much, Pim. And Bill, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations. Great to see you there in front of that gorgeous GTE race car in Paris. Let me ask you what got you back in to Le Mans, and why choose the GTE class? A lot of people were speculating you might go LMP2, which is kind of a more experimental class.
Well, first of all, Matt, you should be here because you, of all people, would really appreciate this. It's been a great day. Look, we decided to come back to Le Mans because we actually finally had the car to do it and compete, and make no mistake, we want to win. So when we set about developing this car, a couple of years ago, racing was very much part of the discussion. And in terms of the class that we're in, we talked to Chip Ganassi, who's going to be our race team, and Chip thought that was the place where we should start.
Any idea yet, Bill, on who's going to drive this car?
Well, if you and I are out of the equation, I guess that means we're going to have to find somebody else. It's too early, but you would obviously expect us to be talking to drivers, and there are no shortage of drivers that are lining up to drive this.
Are we going to see, do you think, American drivers here? Because you were the first to win an American championship at Le Mans back in, what, 1966? And it would be great to see that happen again.
Well, it would. In fact, in '66, we finished 1, 2, and 3, and then we won for the next 4 years in a row, and it was a great run. We're actually running 2 circuits, Matt. We're doing the Tudor Series in America, and we're doing the WEC Series over here.
Do you, I mean, racing is exciting, and obviously everybody is pumped up about it today, but it's a very capital-intensive endeavor. Why, from a business angle, do you pursue that sort of thing?
Because a lot of what we're doing in this vehicle, we can actually translate to our other vehicles. We do a lot of firsts on our race cars, and you probably noticed that we're doing an EcoBoost engine in this vehicle. All the lightweighting and also the aerodynamics that went into this vehicle, those will start to make their way into our mainstream products. So a lot of what we do with racing really is developmental for the rest of our product line.
I wonder how much it works as a marketing tool, because racing viewership, motorsports viewership, hasn't really been on tear. I think it's gone down in a lot of different leagues. Is it still a great marketing tool for Ford?
Well, it is. I mean, first of all, it's great for the brand image, and people who like racing pay a lot of attention to the manufacturer. And so, yes, it is important, but it's also important to our own employees. Because they get fired up to be able to work on a vehicle like this, and our dealers love to see us competing.
Hey, Bill, you started this because your uncle, Henry Ford II, was very close to a merger with Johnny Agnelli and Enzo Ferrari, and that went sour. I wonder if you've talked to any members of the Agnelli family about the possibility of a collaboration lately. For example, John Elkann or his representative Sergio Marchionne.
Well, John Elkann and I are friends, and I've known John for years, and I like him very much. But we're very happy where we are.
But, Sergio says there's a very capital-intensive issue with developing cars, 30 different car makers spending $2.2 billion a week to make somewhat redundant technology. Don't you think consolidation needs to happen in the auto industry?
Matt, people have been talking about this since I joined the industry back in the late 70s, and everybody predicted that within 10 years back then, there would be 2 European, 2 American, and 2 Asian car manufacturers. Well, not only did that not happen, but we have many more manufacturers than we did even 10 years ago. Logically, yes, you would have capacity coming out, but frankly, even if you merge, that doesn't guarantee anything. You still have to take the action to take capacity out.
Let me ask you, speaking of capacity, about building vehicles of aluminum. The GT behind you, the GT supercar from 2005-2006 was your first experience putting aluminum bodies on performance cars. Now you're putting them on all F-150s, and they're selling like hotcakes, but you can't make enough of them. Have you been able to get back to maximum production and build up some inventory with the F-150?
Well, it's the good news, bad news problem. The bad news is we can't build inventory because the good news is we're selling them all. We are now at full production at our 2 assembly plants. But as you point out, we really have great demand, which is fantastic, but we are racing to keep up with it.
All right. Well, speaking of racing, I got to wish you the best of luck there. I will send my application to you and Chip Ganassi for one of the driver's spots in the 2016 Le Mans GTE class. Thanks very much, Bill Ford.